Hello everybody, welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another adventure on Orpheus Plays, here playing Blade and Sorcery. We are on the PC version today, and I am so glad to see you. I hope you're doing well wherever you are today, whether it's day or night, or you're about to tell a really, really weird story. About something really, really weird that happened. Anyway, stay tuned for that one. We're going to get to that in just a second. So, we are in survival mode here, obviously. 3 weapons come out, and you choose one, and you destroy everything that shows its face. And I have survivable dismemberment turned on, as well as some superhero-y kind of stuff. So there might be some oddities that go on. Anyway, we've got a cudgel. We've got another cudgel. And we've got a wooden sword. I'm seeing a theme here. Wood, yes! Another good day for murder. What is this? Kitchen cleaver? Ooh, I can deal with that too. All right, let's get our first victim. Let's get this out of the way. Our first traditional slow motion kill of the day. This is going to be more of like a beatdown slow motion thing for a second. Because obviously the wooden sword not going to do all that much. Hold on, come on, get up. We got to get this over with, lady. Come on. There we go. That took care of it right there. I do have the Headbreaker mod on, obviously. So, all right. So what I wanted to talk about today, this is I'm gonna start with an overall lesson, like kind of takeaway from this. All right, mate. What's going on with the immortality mod? I chopped off her hand and she got mad. All right, let's try this. Come here. No. I want it. Science. Okay, she's still good. All right. You might also notice some different sounds. I have a sound overhaul package on this thing, so you'll hear some meteor kind of clangy kind of stuff going on. Anyway, so the overarching message of today's story, and I'll give it to you right off the bat, is this. Do not do stupid things when you travel, such as picking up hitchhikers and a few other things. Now, when I say a few other things, I mean like try to not be stupid by doing things like, well, you know what? I'll get to it in a second. Okay, so if you've seen my video... If you've seen my video on, what was it? Why Was I So Stupid? I think is the name of it. Yeah, it's a little poster right up here. Yeah, that one right there. That is a story about when I went to Florida. Ooh, he took my sword. You took my sword. So anyway, you might have seen that video where I talk about how I had a day at school. Oh no, where I had to go see the dean because I had skipped some classes the week before, and I didn't feel like going to see the dean. And so I did the logical thing that anyone would do, which was drive to Florida. Which, it's not like I was in the South anywhere. I was in the Midwest, and so going to Florida... going to Florida, not the easiest thing, so I figured, what the hell. So along the way... there are a few things that happened that I did not address. Oh no. That I did not address in that video. So here we go. Alright. So, while I'm driving along, I was feeling weird. Like, it was one of those times where I was feeling frisky. Obviously... Oops. Oh no. Obviously now, I kind of understand that it was more because of my, bipolar and, the impulse control and, of course, my brain damage that kind of didn't help me make a wise decision at that point. And so I decided to just go to Florida, and along the way, I did... Ooh, oh, no. Oh, it's our drama queen of the day. Refuses to get off screen. Ding, 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 ding. Anyway, so did some stupid things along the way, like, pick up hitchhikers. Now, why? I have no idea why I was so stupid and did that. But I think it was because I was just kind of like, I was feeling weird. Everything was kind of just clicking in terms of, I was in a manic state. I had to have been in a manic state because nothing else would explain that. You know what I mean? Like this odd kind of behavior, impulse control went out the window. So I picked up like 3 hitchhikers along the way. I think I picked up one like right off the bat. Like it was out of the just outside just outside the major city that I was leaving from, there was a guy that was on the highway, the main stretch of highway, and I had a little sign and like to go to whatever city. You know what? At this point, screw it. I'm not going to keep hiding where I was from. So I went from Michigan down to Florida. Hey, Michigan, any of you people in Michigan or anywhere near that, when I do, I can't really do it here, but there's Michigan for you. So anyway, so I get out of Michigan, right off the highway, right onto the main highway, 75, that goes down. Ew. And so, I'm going along, and I see this guy had a sign. He said, want to go to Cincinnati. I think it was Cincinnati, Cleveland. Anyway, one of the two that's right off of 75 down there. And he's got this sign. Nice, he didn't look like he was, a murderer or anything like that. Which, how do you tell, really? But, I'm nuts, and I don't really show that many symptoms of it. At least, not when I'm on my video. Come here. when I'm not on my videos. Anyway, so, So, pick this guy up. He was dressed okay. He was, obviously someone that spent a lot of time kind of doing this stuff, maybe vagrant or something. And, he gets in, he's like, hey, buddy, thanks for stopping. And, he's, hey, it's kind of cold outside. And so, he's got a big old parka and stuff on. And I'm like, so you're going to, what was it, Cincinnati or whatever, Cleveland? He's like, yeah, I'm visiting some friends there. And I'm like, okay. Well, we get about 2 hours into the trip, or however long it takes to get down there. And, oh, dude, I suck with a bow. You can see it. I'm aiming a little to the right. You know what? Screw this. I'll beat you with a book. How about that? So, we're going about 2 hours. And this guy had started it, like, he took off his parka, he took off his sweater, and his cardigan, and, like, a t-shirt and stuff. So he's sitting there in a t-shirt and some jeans. And I notice he's got, like, a lot of stuff in his pockets, right? You can tell his pockets, all from the jacket all the way down to his jeans, like, his pockets were full of stuff. And I didn't really think about it at the time. I mean, like, he's traveling. He's probably done this kind of traveling thing. This thing makes no noise when you hit someone with it. That's no fun. So, I figured instead of having luggage, he's got this thing going on. So, okay. Didn't really think much of it. We're kind of lightly chatting here and there. He dozed off a little bit. And so we get to where he wants to go. And he's like, yeah, just pull off the highway here. This is kind of the area that I need to go. And so we're going. He's like, yeah, take a left here, take a right there. And all of a sudden, we're like in a downtown area, like an urban area, like like full on, like almost ghetto type stuff. And if you know Ohio or Cleveland or Cincinnati, they're pretty much both the same. At any major city, there are places that you don't. Oh no. You hear that rubbery sound? That's delicious. But there are places in any major city where you do not want to go, right? And so suddenly we were in this place where I did not want to go. By the way, if you haven't tried these lances yet in this game, if you have the, the Mega Pack for the weapons, this thing is incredible. Anyway, let me show you one example why. Ha! Can I get her? And you bounce off of things and stuff. Anyway, so we were in this kind of nasty part of town, and he's like, yeah, pull over here, pull over there, and so, okay. And finally, we get to a place, and it was really shady looking. Fortunately, it was like about it was like 10 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So it's safe-ish. And he's like, yeah, real quick though. He says, I want to stop and see some friends. I'm like, okay. So we're at this house, and he's like, yeah, I'll be just a second. He goes inside, and he's, maybe like 10 minutes at the most. And he comes back out, and the parka that he's wearing now, there's more shit in his pockets, right? So now he's looking like, that picture of that AI picture of the Pope that has been going around? Yeah, that one right there. He's in their puffy jacket. That's kind of suddenly that's how this guy looked. He went from having like a normal parka with some stuff in the pockets to like, you know, suddenly it's like this huge puffy coat. And I'm like, right. I didn't really say anything about it. And he's like, oh, okay, man, we can go now. You know, you can take me to my friend's house. I'm like, okay. At least the place he was staying. And so I'm like, all right, dude. We go to his friend's house. And he's like, real quick, hold on. I got to stop here at the corner. And we were like 2 blocks away from his friend's house. Or at least where he was staying, right? He's like, we can stop at the corner real quick. And there's this guy standing on the corner. You probably see where this is already going, right? So he's standing on the corner. And this guy comes up to him and he starts doing this, like, you know, he wasn't facing me, so it was like, you know, from the side. You see this weird stuff going on, right? Let me see if I can I do it this way? So, like, you see him, like, kind of doing this thing here, right? And so I'm like, all right, you know. And he gets back in the car and he says, okay, you know, it's about a block away or so. And I'm okay. He gets out of the car and he turns around. He's like, hey, bro, I just want to let you know, I picked up some drugs when we were at the other place. He's like, you know, I got some dope, I got some crack. He's like, I got some heroin and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, why would you do this? He's like, well, you know, you seemed cool, so I figured you wouldn't mind. He's like, you want me to give you something for it? Like, he's like, I don't have any cash on me right now. He's like, you know, I got some, but I gotta give it to, you know, for anyway. And he's like, you know, can I give you something? You want some weed? You want some, you know, whatever else? And I'm like, no. Like, I'm driving down the Florida, dude. I don't need any of that, right? So, there was that one. I kind of endangered myself stupidly there. You, in the other video, the Why Was I So Stupid one, I talk about the hitchhiker that, I was chain smoking so much that this guy bought me a smoking cessation, like a Nicorette, like patch and gum kit from what was it, a drugstore? Ooh, meaty. And so that was that one. That was kind of uneventful. That was kind of weird, and like he wouldn't shut up. And anyway. So, the third hitchhiker, completely uneventful, except for the fact that apparently he had gone to the bathroom before he got into my car. And when I say gone to the bathroom, I mean like he crapped his pants. And I didn't know this until about 5 minutes or so into like having him in my car. And so the thing is, I had the windows down because, you know, I had an 85 GMC Jimmy, and this did not happen in 85, so calm down. But so I had like an 85 GMC Jimmy, like black and gray, and this was it was like, so I had the windows open. This guy gets into the car again, like, you know, he's just on the side of the road, and he's, you know, he's got his thumb out. Can I do it? Nope, I can't do it. He's got his thumb out, and he's hitchhiking. So I'm like, okay, you know. Ooh, what should I use? Let's use the cleaver. No, don't you dare! Don't you dare! How dare you, lady? So yeah, you know, he's got his thumb out, and I'm like, okay, you know, it's gone relatively okay so far. I mean, the drug deal thing, but you know, again, I was like, you know, it's someone to talk to, it's something to do, right? And so I picked this guy up, and we're going along, and like I'm like, right, you know, like a little bit of what's going on, right? And so. Like, you gotta... Ooh, hole in one. He went into the bread. Yes, right there. Anyway. So, it was like, you know, along the way, we, you know, when you're driving on the major highway, you go past, like, cattle places, and so you get that kind of smell of cow crap once in a while. So I was like, you know, maybe that's where we are right now. Somewhere around that. So I'm just, you know, a couple minutes go by, and I'm like... Right, and it's not getting any better. Like, we've gone like 4 miles, right, at least. Ow! I need some plastic surgery after that one. Holy crap! And the smell's not going away. And I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm like, hey, do you smell that, dude? And he looks at me like just deadpan looks at me and he goes, yeah, I shit my pants about 20 minutes ago. He's like, that's why my car broke down. He's like, I had to go to the bathroom and like my car broke down on the way. And he's like, I couldn't do anything about it. So he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. And what would you do in that situation? Yes, that's exactly what I did. I stopped the car, said, get out. I was like, I am not going to have that much shit on my seat. Fortunately, it wasn't that bad. I went and got it cleaned. Now, that is not to say that it didn't smell. It did. Like, it had like a mild stink the rest of the time. But if you watch that other video, that car broke down in Florida. Just about 2 miles away from Disney World, which is where I was going to go. That bummed me out. Anyway, but fortunately it broke down, and part of what they did when they repaired it is they gave it a thorough steam clean and everything. Oh, you bitch. So I'm going to have to edit that one out. Anyway, so luckily that got taken care of pretty quickly. Now, here's the part of the story that is the complete stupidest thing that you could ever do. Ooh, sword in the stone. Okay, so if you're going to do something like stop to go to the bathroom, right? Speaking of going to the bathroom, right? If you're going to stop somewhere, take that and go to the bathroom. Here is my advice. And it's pretty good advice, and you'll hear why in a second. Stop somewhere like a gas station or a rest area or something like that. Because, damn it, I'm trying to get rid of the rock. And then I'll be... No, you get nothing. Whoops. Did it? Oh well, it's gone now. It is gone now. So stop at a rest area or something like that because I had to take a leak, and so it was, what was it? It was a little bit off somewhere. All right, so this is complicated. It takes a bit to explain this, but I'll briefly cover it. I was paying for the gas and everything with a Shell credit card that my parents had given me. Now, they did not obviously intend for me to go to Florida with the thing, but, so they had cleverly tried to cancel the card while I was on my way to kind of like stop my progress. And so the thing was, I started going like off the highway in order to get my gas. Like I'd go into a little tiny podunk town or something in, like Georgia, Tennessee, wherever it was. Because those places at that time used those old credit card machines that you'd put it in the machine, and then there's that big thing you go chunk, right? And it makes a carbon copy. And then they put those all in at the end of the day on a computer. So they don't verify it on the spot with those. So I had figured out I could go to those places and get my gas and get some snacks and stuff. No problem. Back at you. Ooh, is that my sword in the stone? It is. Take that, bro. So I was off in kind of a podunk area. I had gotten mildly lost because there was no GPS like Garmin or phones that did that stuff back then. It was all like maps, and so I'd gotten mildly lost. Did he just say bruh? Bruh. Into the bruh ad with you. And so I'm mildly lost, and I have to go to the bathroom, right? And so there's nowhere to go, and I really have to go. And when you gotta go, right? So I'm off to the side of the road. Yeah, boy. I'm off to the side of the road, and I'm doing my thing. And I've got the door open, right? So if you do the stealth pee on the side of the road, so you've got like the door open for your car, and you're off to the side, and you kind of pee, so you're blocked off by things, right? A car pulls up behind my car, And at first, I'm peeing, so I'm like, I kind of see the car over here, right? But I'm kind of focused. And I hear the car shut off, and I hear the door open, and I hear the door shut, and I go, hey, no, I'm good. You don't have to stop. I'm not broken down or anything. I'm just taking a leak, right? And so I keep hearing footsteps, and I'm still not done peeing, right? I had a giant super big gulp. Ew, a giant super big gulp at like 7-Eleven or something. I really had to go. And so, long one, right? And so I keep hearing footsteps, and I'm like, no, dude, seriously, I'm good. I'm all good. You can go about your business. I'm good. Thank you, though. I'm like, it's very kind of you, because I was in Tennessee, right? And so I figured, good old Southern hospitality there. You get yourself some friends. They're like, you all right, buddy? You need something? And that's, what I kind of naively thought was going on. Well, before I get to this next part, I got to explain something that my family used to do. My parents, they would sneakily give me a backup plan for something if I was going to travel somewhere. And this was one of those. My dad gave me a gold necklace, it was a gold chain with a gold cross on it, right? Which is funny because we're not religious. But the reason was, he said that, what was it? It was like, if you're Christian and a plane gets hijacked, they won't kill you or something if you're Christian, whatever. Anyway, the point of this was he said, here's this cross and here's this necklace. It was like 18 karat gold, and it was pretty, pretty expensive. And the idea was, if I ever need it, I can stop at a pawn shop or a rare metal place, like a coin shop, and I could sell the chain and the pendant, right? So I'm wearing this stuff, and I hadn't really thought about selling it yet. I wasn't at any point like that where I was even worried about money, right? I had a little bit of cash on me. And so, I had that thing on, and I was wearing like a tank top, because I had changed. Because it was getting warm, right? And so I had like a tank top on. And so this necklace is showing, basically, right? You can see it. If you see someone, it wasn't a wife beater, but it was like a sleeveless t-shirt kind of thing. All right. So I'm there. I keep hearing the footsteps, and I keep going like, no, bro, seriously, I'm good. You're all good. And suddenly, can I find something that's appropriate? I mean, this is probably good enough. And you're like, oh no, right? So suddenly, as I'm there and I'm starting to, finish up, and I see this knife come around right here. Yes, right there. I'm holding my junk, and this knife comes in right here, and the guy puts his hand on my shoulder. And I'm like, what the hell is gonna happen here? He says, give me the gold necklace. And it's like, you're not in really a position to negotiate at this point, right? So I slowly took my hands off, and I grabbed the necklace and unclench it, and I'm like, here you go. I had my wallet in my car, thankfully. He's like, where's your wallet? I'm like, I don't have one, bro. It got stolen. Right? He's like, oh, fuck. He's like, all right, man, you stay right there. And he took the knife. Let me wait for this to go away. He takes the knife away and just sprints back to his car and drove off. Now, did I do anything about it? No. I was so shaken for the rest of the drive. I was just like, oh my god, this guy had a knife to my junk. Right? Well, my parents never found out about that necklace. My dad actually was like, where did that go? And I think I told him that it was stolen at school or something. I don't remember. I never told anybody about that, because it was like, well, I mean, first of all, it's kind of embarrassing, you get robbed knife to dick point, right? Boy, another stupid story from your old pal Orpheus. Yeah, so if there's any messages that I can give, any takeaway from this, is I have a small legion of people coming after me. If there's any takeaway from this, it is two things. Number one, don't pick up hitchhikers. there are nice ones, but you know, and I have hitchhiked myself. These days, hitchhiking is a terrible idea, but you know, I've hitchhiked myself. Never had a problem when I did it. Never met anyone weird or anything like that. Actually, met a lot of cool people doing that. When I was traveling across the country. Anyway, that's a whole other story. So message number 1, don't pick up hitchhikers. Message number 2, if you need to go to the bathroom, go somewhere that's, you know, safe and try not to just go on the side of the road. Again, you know, I get it. If nature calls, you got to answer the phone, man. But try just to be safe. Because, man, that could have gone wrong in 1,000 different ways, man. I mean, from the lightest thing, you know, the low end is like he wasn't very good with a knife and kind of left me with a little souvenir of a scar or something. But it's another one of those instances where it's like, how did I survive past any point in my life? Anyway, that's my little story for today. Don't be dumb. Don't be like your old pal Orpheus. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one here on Orpheus Plays. Do good, continue to do good, and you know what? Treat yourself well, because you deserve it more than that guy did. Anyway, we'll see you on the next one. Bye!